Today we're covering the newest trends in tech, Tesla, and EV reports, featuring Tesla's 500 kilowatt fast chargers, fresh leaks of future Tesla models, recent Rivian filings, bendable iPhones, and beyond. First off today, one of the biggest perks of having a Tesla car is access to the charging network. And the nice part is that system has been growing to include every other EV in the United States. They're still dealing with specific automakers and the wider collaboration too, but overall it's now simpler to operate other EVs because of this change as well. But charging stations are now becoming even quicker. Tesla's very first V4 charging cabinet is officially active in California. They shared a clip connecting the Cybertruck to this charger and it hits its top rate of 500 kilowatts at exactly a 0% battery level. Naturally, we do assume that this persists a bit further along the charging range, but perhaps you'll only notice that 500 peak figure right near empty. Either way, this truck has its charging cap at 80% and it notes that should take 35 minutes, which would be truly amazing to watch. They say this is 0.5 megawatts with 3 times the power density, and it can handle 2 stalls per cabinet. Higher throughput, better efficiency, lower costs, and faster setups, they say. They noted, quote, that right now it only supports Teslas, with non-Tesla support coming in Q4 after final engineering checks. This site is located in Redwood City, California, featuring 8 stalls, and it clearly shows a maximum charging speed of 500 kilowatts in the Tesla app. The sole Tesla that can truly benefit from this is the one they showcased charging on it, which is the Cybertruck. Tesla unveiled this capability about a year ago, so it's essential to note that there are 2 different elements to consider. There are the V4 supercharging stalls that you may have seen or used, and then there is the cabinet, which is separate. We now see V4 stalls everywhere. But the cabinet is what actually provides that faster charging speed. Max at Tesla Charging stated, quote, "It may seem strange to be so enthusiastic about a white box, but the V4 cabinet is a true charging masterpiece. AC in, 16 modules of power circuits, DC output. This is the system that will enable 1.2 megawatt charging for semi and 0.5 megawatt charging for cars worldwide everywhere. So this will be a major upgrade for vehicles like the Cybertruck. Yet again, none of Tesla's other models currently allow higher charging speeds here." It's fascinating to observe this, as he discusses its global expansion for all electric vehicles. So, I hope that this system eventually drives Tesla to upgrade their vehicles to allow peak charging speeds above 250 kilowatts. Additionally, I wonder if, in the interim, they will enable 350 kilowatt charging for vehicles from manufacturers that already offer this capability. Some vehicles built by Hyundai, Kia, or GM already have the capability to handle 350 kilowatt charging. Will those vehicles be parked at a Tesla supercharger alongside a Tesla and charge more quickly using V4 supercharger technology? That feels like a strange case Tesla surely wouldn't want taking place with their own vehicles at their charging sites, but we'll need to wait and see. It appears that if they are allowing non-Tesla vehicles, they should permit charging up to 500 kilowatts, so this likely might occur. In any case, it's awesome to witness this feature expanding, particularly from Tesla, since their supercharger stations are highly dependable. We've noticed quicker chargers offered by outside providers, yet you rarely see people making use of them often since they're scattered sparsely and not very common, sometimes run into faults, and naturally overall, the vehicle itself must be able to handle it too. Coming up next today, again from Tesla, there are fresh leaks of their forthcoming budget vehicle, which might be arriving quite soon. Now, naturally, we're closing out the final part of this quarter right as this video goes live, and the EV tax credit is running out on top of that. It turned out you weren't required to actually receive your EV before September 30th, but you still needed to confirm the detail that you were committing to buy that car. Leaks of this vehicle have appeared before, and some internal firmware leaks exposed information about the E41 model. Its codename. It features a basic headliner, eliminates many of the accent lights inside, removes the rear screen, the seat controls are single access, and also notes simplified vents. But we'll need to find out if it really cuts costs. We could get real front vents on the Model Y, which again, for some users could be one of those features where they actually think, I'd pick that. But it's only on the base model. This also delivers a refreshed front and rear fascia, and we are expecting fabric seats, no coat hooks, no puddle lamps, no power folding mirrors, no front or rear light bar on the exterior, and then possibly no heated seats as well as no ventilated seats. So, while the US waits for the updates, Tesla is taking a very different path with revisions to the Model 3 and Model Y models currently in China. This is particularly true since there is real competition in China for electric vehicles across every price range available. Regarding the Model Y, they have introduced a 16-inch touchscreen on 2 separate variants there. First, the Model Y L. the extended wheelbase 3-row SUV Tesla is currently delivering in China. Next, a 16-inch touchscreen was included in the Performance Model Y from Berlin. Naturally, this is roughly 0.6 inches bigger than the screens Tesla currently ships today. Another feature they have introduced is power-adjustable thigh support for the seats in those two trims of the vehicle. This is also anticipated to arrive on additional trims of the Model Y, specifically within China. Then for the Model 3, a few minor updates have appeared, such as a front bumper camera being included and black Tesla badges being added or revised. And then several other small updates are taking place there. It appears, at least now, that they are not including that leg support on the Model 3 Performance nor the bigger 16-inch touchscreen display. Previously, Tesla has generally made all features uniform and consistent across every market. Some trims, such as the standard range, are delivered in China but not in the United States, at least during specific periods of time. It appears that variations are now becoming far more noticeable across the entire world. They are implementing many of these premium features in China that we haven't seen yet in the United States, and it appears they are focusing on what each market really requires. And naturally, all of this is strongly shaped by their focus on full self-driving technology and robo-taxi plans in the US. They view that as the future, so they place less priority on introducing these features in the United States anytime soon, unlike how they're rolling them out in China. That lower-cost Tesla is still expected to arrive, and it should be fully capable of full self-driving just like their other vehicles, so I'm eager to see it arrive, hopefully very soon. Today at Acura, they have formally ended production of the ZDX EV, which was built by GM at their Spring Hill, Tennessee manufacturing plant. They state this move is meant to align Acura's lineup with market needs, and it also fits into Honda's broader long-term strategic plan. The ZDX experienced rather low sales, totaling only 10,335 units sold during the first half of 2025, which accounts for roughly 15% of all Acura sales in the US. They also note that this termination is caused by lower EV incentives, such as the vanishing federal tax credit. Additionally, this vehicle was developed through a GM-Honda collaboration, and the other model using the same platform is the Prologue EV, which is very popular. Next today, there are some updates from Rivian. First, Rivian submitted a patent showing potential future technology paths for all their vehicles. The first one is a very interesting one, a deployable rear diffuser. It moves in and out using an actuator to reduce drag, and it automatically changes based on sensors and driving settings. We'll have to see which model this ends up on, but it appears this will probably suit their sportier vehicles, like the performance version of the R3 they've revealed. Next, they filed a patent for a navigation feedback system, allowing drivers to report map mistakes and rate charging experiences between A and F. We also observed details for a visual device management system that displays live data such as car metrics, POI of interest info, park key, and additional elements onto the in-car video, which can be customized just like widgets. Additionally, is a new battery setup designed to completely remove the conventional 12V system, resulting a much simpler overall power design. Overall, I believe this could be excellent for unifying the entire system and likely remove a potential failure point, but naturally we'll have to observe how it performs in real-world use. It's important to remember these are patents, highlighting Rivian's R&D concepts, yet they represent ideas that might never make it to full-scale production. Firms do this regularly, patenting ideas that often never become reality. For example, at Tesla, they've patented innovations such as a laser to replace windshield wipers, specifically removing certain sections of grime from the windshield. Meanwhile, at Rivian, they continue updating their software with the newest version 2025.34. Anticipated soon for the Gen 2 R1S and R1T models, and it adds several improvements. The first feature is a co-steer mode, allowing drivers to make subtle lane steering corrections without turning off the enhanced highway assist system. I believe this is quite fascinating to observe overall, and it's something I would enjoy seeing applied to features like Tesla's full self-driving system. Next, they're increasing enhanced highway assist coverage by up to 50% on both urban and suburban roadways. They also note lane centering is getting better, particularly on curves, and it's exciting to see this hands-free system continue to expand its capabilities. Additionally, there's an update for smart home charging, allowing the vehicle to shift charging to off-peak times, lowering costs overall, with Rivian estimating about 20% savings. Scheduling charging has always been possible, so I'm interested to learn exactly how this new system differs in its functionality. Also included are several minor updates like audio tuning for better equalization, Dolby Atmos blending, and soundstage improvements. UI and performance updates include a more responsive touch, improved navigation stability, plus general bug fixes like issues with video thumbnails and door handle actions, 12V battery health alerts, range estimate accuracy, and more like that. Next, one of the main concerns for EV owners is charging, yet in California, which is a highly EV-oriented and progressive market, they have a total of 201,180 public and shared EV charging ports. That's about 60% more than the number of gasoline nozzle hookups in the state. They say roughly 94% of Californians now live within a 10-minute drive of an EV charger. Public chargers have expanded into a lot of places like parking lots, workplaces, garages, and multi-unit housing. This adds to about 800,000 home chargers across the state that residents already have. Overall, the state is pushing further development. They have grants to support charging infrastructure in public workplaces and similar places, grants for fast charging, grants for grid readiness, bin, as well as overall reliability standards. Meanwhile, in Apple's world, they officially revealed the new iPhone Air, and users are now getting their first hands-on experience with it. Next year is expected to bring the rumored debut of Apple's iPhone Fold. Reports suggest it may end up slimmer than today's iPhone Air when the device is fully unfolded and in use. Estimates put it at about 4.5 to 4.8 millimeters of thickness versus the Air's 5.6 millimeters. When folded, it's expected to measure about 9 to 9.5 millimeters, making it roughly comparable to the thickness of today's iPhone Pro models when closed. This thinner profile means about a 20% drop in thickness compared with today's iPhone Air, which could be something quite interesting and exciting to see. This is likely achievable since the device is essentially double the current size. Foldable phones have been available for many years from other brands, yet a number of issues still required solving. Apple likely chose not to move forward until the device felt fully polished and delivered a great experience. Many consider the iPhone Air a stepping stone toward that goal, so it will be interesting to see what unfolds next year. It's amusing to see a product that's basically years late, yet people still get excited over it again. That's really just the way Apple tends to operate. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.